Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Suburban Rifleman. I'm going to try to keep this video short, but it's once again time to talk about my Smith and Wesson Model 629, which is new as of November or December of last year. I've made several videos about this already. Some of you are no doubt aware of the issues I've been having with this revolver. First of all, the very first time I took the revolver to the range, it locked up on me completely, and I had to send it back to Smith and Wesson, where they serviced it and returned it to me. And I reported on that. It seemed to be working fine. Then I took the revolver out last weekend to go shooting, and I'll put links to these previous videos in the end screen of this video. I took it shooting last weekend, and I reported that I had discovered that there was a timing issue on one chamber of the cylinder. But I did shoot the revolver successfully, and it seemed to work pretty well. Well, today I took it out to look at it again, and I in the last video I said I was not going to send it back to Smith and Wesson because I didn't think that they would probably fix the issue because of their customer service problems that they seem to be experiencing right now. And I did have a few comments from the few people that actually saw the video. One thing I've learned, I'm very slow on the uptake. I've been doing this for 14 years and I only have 4,000 subscribers. One thing that I've only just recently learned is that YouTube or YouTube's algorithm clearly suppresses its promotion of videos in which actual shooting occurs. You've got really successful gun channels, like, for instance, the Yankee Marshal, who I've never seen him shooting, not ever once. He's got tons and tons of guns on the wall behind him. I almost never even see him holding a firearm in his hands. And he's been enormously successful. So anyway, hopefully some people will see this one because there's no shooting in this video. So the people who did see last week's video and decided to comment, I did have a few comments where people said, look, a timing issue, particularly on a Magnum revolver, could be a very serious issue and you should get it sorted out. And so last week I said I wasn't going to send it back to Smith and Wesson, but I have changed my mind. Today I took the revolver out to give it a once-over, and I have now discovered that we have timing issues, not just on the chamber in the cylinder that I was having issues with last week, but I now have timing issues on two chambers. This is actually going to be the chamber before the one that I was having issues with. Let me cock this back very slowly. Oh, it did lock in, but barely. I've had it fail completely a couple of times today. And this is the chamber that we were already having issues with. You can see it's out of time. And I've decided this is absolutely not acceptable. So I will be sending this back to Smith and Wesson, and I will, of course, report on the results of their service to the revolver. I am going to include a letter when I send this back in my shipment that says, look, I am going to continue to send this thing back to you. I don't care how many times it takes. I've seen comments and I've seen reviews from other people that said, oh, I sent it back to Smith and Wesson 3 times and they never got the timing issue fixed. Well, I am going to send this thing back as many times as it takes. I don't care how many trips to the FedEx drop-off point I have to make. I don't care how many times I have to come home, take some vacation time and come home from work on a work day to sign for a package. I'm going to send this thing back to Smith and Wesson until they get it fixed properly. You know, Smith and Wesson has the ability to make firearms that work correctly. Their AR-15s are very, very well reviewed. Their M&P series pistols are very, very well reviewed. And I see very few issues with those guns. But there's a gulf of difference between a revolver, which has an MSRP of nearly $1,200, and a polymer frame striker-fired pistol that I haven't looked them up, but I'm going to guess they're in the Glock price range, like $400, something like that. They can get the $400 pistol correct, but they can't get the $1,100 or $1,200 revolver correct. I have dreamed about an end-frame Smith and Wesson my entire life, and I never pulled the trigger, pardon the pun, until a couple of months ago. And I am not going to accept a revolver with timing issues. So that's all I have to say. My rant is over. I'll be shipping it back to Smith and Wesson this week. I would anticipate I'll probably get it back in another 2 or 3 weeks. And we'll see if they fix the problem. If they didn't, I'm going to send it right back again. And I'm going to keep doing that. I don't need, basically, I bought this revolver for hunting season, bear season, deer season. That's all over now. I have a whole year to get this revolver straightened out. I would like to take it out and just shoot it, but I'm not going to, overlook a clear defect in the mechanism just so I can go shooting. So I will post my update as soon as I have something to update, and I hope to catch each of you here then. Later, guys.